Madiyam Shariram Madiya Prana Madiyam Manascha Madiya Buddhi Madiyam Agnanamiti Svenaiva Nayate Tadyatha Madiyatvena Gnatam Kataka Kundala Guhadikam Swasmadvinnam Tatha Panchakoshadikam Swasmadvinnam Madiyatvena Gnatam Atma na bhavati Atma na bhavati Atma na bhavati.
That which is mine, I'm not that. For example, bangles, bracelets or earrings, which we call ours. But I am not bangles, bracelets or earrings. In the same way, this body is mine, but I am not this body. Our body has been acknowledged by scholars with 5 sheaths: Annamaya Kosh, Pranamaya Kosh, Manomaya Kosh, Vijnanamaya Kosh, Anandamaya Kosh. As all these sheaths or bodies are mine, but I am not these bodies. I am distinct from the body. And that which I am is the Atma, and the Self is not distinct from the Paramatma. The Atma is unchanging. Atma is ever unchanging. This means, unlike the body, it does not change in any way. It is Anadi and therefore Ananta. It is Amrit, that is immortal. It is beyond the past, future and present. It cannot be known merely by logic alone. It can be known only through constant experience.
Narrator, the audience is eager to watch the drama.
Nati, along with the audience, you too watch the drama about Bharat.
Bharat?
He whose story is safely recorded in Bhagavata Purana. Such an extremely valorous son of Treta era's Rishabdev named Bharat, who upon self-realization became free from worldly attachments, joys and sorrows.
Narrator, who is that Rishi in this forest on the banks of the river Gandaki near Pulaha Hermitage, invoking the Supreme Father?
I bow to that Supreme Father, who by granting wisdom to human beings and made them different from animals. I bow to such Supreme Father. I bow to him.
Immersed in prayer, beyond the world, ascetic Bharat heard a lion's fierce roar just on the opposite bank of the river. Bharat saw a pregnant doe drinking water on the opposite bank. Hearing the roar of the lion, the doe jumped into the river. At the same time, due to the doe's fright, her fawn slipped out of her womb and started flowing away and drowning in the river. The doe died as soon as she crossed the river. But her fawn was struggling to survive. Seeing the fawn caught between its life and death, Bharat felt pity for it. And he rescued the fawn. That was it. What else could happen? Bharat built a world around the fawn out of attachment for it. If the fawn were out of sight even for a moment, he would get as anxious as a father of an only child who was lost. One day, that loving fawn leapt off somewhere else. Not seeing it around, Bharat was extremely upset.
Who else does the poor fawn have except me? Now I am the only family it has. Wild beasts roam in this forest. Under whose care can I leave it? O Lord Narayan, will I never be able to see my princely fawn once again?
And then suddenly, he saw his fawn approaching him from afar.
There it is. There is my fawn. My dear fawn leaping with grass in its mouth.
In the form of that fawn, Bharat was once again caught in attachment and fear rising thereof. Just then death sneaked up to him and stood facing him. Seeing death, the king turned around and looked at the fawn. It was sitting beside him and was continuously looking at him innocently. He was overwhelmed at the sight of its guileless eyes. After I am gone, who will look after this fawn? He passed away thinking about just that. Yatha vritti tatha akriti. Due to intense thoughts about the fawn during his final moments in his next birth, Bharat was born as a deer. Due to spiritual pursuits in his previous birth, he continued to remember his previous birth even as a deer. He regretted getting caught up in attachment. Now he wished to lead such a life that he would be reborn as a human being in his next birth. And that's what happened. In his next birth, after the deers, he was born into a Brahmin family in the lineage of sage Angira. But this time, from childhood itself, he was alert against worldly ties and indifferent towards the world. People considered Bharat's unreactive indifference to be his dullness, and he came to be called Jada Bharata.
Explain to him. He should recite the Vedas along with his brothers. It doesn't befit Brahmin boys to idle away their time like this. Do you hear anything or not?
Son, why don't you say something? What is the matter? You neither care for food nor thirst. Who will look after you when we are no more, my son?
This is what he wants. Just leave him alone.
This is what he wants. Just leave him alone. Bharat seemed to have vowed not to get ensnared by the world this time. Time kept passing by. With time, his parents too passed away. After the death of his parents, his stepbrother started treating him in a very bad manner.
Bharat! Listen. Fetch water from the well and water the tulsi plant. And also mend the fence at the entrance. I am going to perform a yajna. By the time I return, all these tasks should be complete. And instead of being a burden like this, why don't you drown yourself?
Everyday family members would say such nasty things to him and leave. But such nasty talks had no effect on Jada Bharata. In fact, in his this birth, he had become so detached and indifferent towards worldly pursuits and transactions that he often ended up spoiling his tasks.
Bharat? Bharat? Idiot? You dull-witted? I didn't realize you could actually be so foolish. I simply asked you to water the tulsi plant and you submerged the whole courtyard with water? I asked you to mend the fence very carefully and you idiot? You foolishly blocked even the entrance to our house? Hey, what is the matter with you? This mad boy? Dull-witted fellow? Why my father dumped him on me? Out! Get out of here! There's no place in this house for you! This house doesn't belong to you!
You are absolutely right, brother. This house is not mine. No one has a house on this earth.
Crazy fellow.
The one who has realized the self ultimately becomes free of bodily and worldly troubles and joys. That is what happened to Jada Bharata too. Now he was already out of his house, immersed in deep contemplation of Brahman and lacking in purpose regarding material desires. After some time, extremely well-built Bharat was called from behind by two unknown people.
Stop! Stop right there!
No need to hold me. Just tell me where we have to go.
Come on!
Where are those two taking Bharat?
Chief, we have brought this man.
You got him? To me, he seems to have come voluntarily. Do you know why have you been brought here?
What difference will my knowing or not knowing make?
Do you know who we are?
The one that dwells in all of us?
Hey fool, we are bandits.
It dwells in bandits too.
Who are you?
The same as you.
Hey, idiots, he seems to be a Brahmin. Whom have you got to offer in sacrifice? Don't you know that killing a Brahmin is a sin?
If you have brought me as a sacrificial offering, I am willing even then. Rather than sacrifice someone else, better you sacrifice me. But may I please know the reason for this offering?
Our chief does not have any children, so he wishes to please the goddess with a sacrifice.
The one who has manifested as visible and invisible, and the one who has manifested as the world. How can such a one be pleased with the killing of one of its own form, shape, and body? Am I just this body? Are you all just these bodies? That which you call mine, is it actually mine? That which you call yours, is it actually yours? If only you could use your power of discretion to see your own infinite and eternal form.
According to the original story in Srimad Bhagavatam, the goddess appeared and killed the bandits. The sages have rightly said, "Na me bhakta pranashyati." Divine powers do not tolerate violence towards self-realized ones, and they are bound to intervene in some form or the other. The Supreme Self protected Jada Bharata too. Jada Bharat's detachment was of such a high degree that he was indifferent towards the goddess protecting him. He kept moving forward on his way without being affected by the events around him. Sindhu and Sauvir's king Rahugan is on his way to acquire self-knowledge from sage Kapil.
Hey, have you all no strength left in your body? Come on, hurry up! I shall skin you all if you continue to walk like weaklings. Come on!
King, the palanquin bearers are very tired. If you permit, they may rest for a while.
All right. Hold the palanquin! Employ hefty palanquin bearers only. Look. He seems to be a hefty youth. Employ him as one of them. We might be able to go faster.
Jada Bharata was included in the palanquin bearers. But this did not solve the problem. In fact, it increased. In order to protect ants and other insects moving in the dust, Jada Bharata was taking each step very carefully. This caused their speed to reduce further still.
This palanquin is moving at an even slower pace than before. Lazy fellows, why are you all moving so slowly? There are 7 palanquin bearers now, not 6.
King, the 7th bearer is very slow. Other bearers too are slowing down because of him.
My lord, I can see that being old you are getting tired. After all, the entire weight of this palanquin rests on your shoulders. Well, this seems to have no effect on him. Lazy fellow, use your strength! Dumb fellow! I'm your king, and you are my servant, and still you disobey my orders. Are you mad? Or are you already dead? Is he able to hear or not? I shall punish you, just the way Lord of Death punishes all sinners. Mute fellow, I go on speaking, and you don't even reply. You are insulting me. Hold the palanquin! Before moving further, I shall deal with him first. What do you want?
Nothing.
Aren't you afraid of being punished?
No.
I am unable to understand you.
King, we often waste time trying to understand others. If we try to understand ourselves, all problems of life get solved gradually on their own.
Meaning?
You called me old. You called me a slave, a madman, a sinner. I didn't feel bad at all. Because you are identifying my body and not me. And I am not the body. The one that was carrying the weight of your palanquin was my body and not I. That which is visible is my gross body, not I. Young or old, weak or strong, beyond all these, I am the manifestation of that supreme essence. I am not concerned with anything that you said about my body. It is a fact that I did no hard work. I am neither tired nor am I weak, because the Atma is neither weak nor strong. It does not get physically strained, nor does it get tired.
Who are you?
How do I introduce myself to you, O king? I am free from my identity too.
I do not understand.
Whatever is the physical difference between your identity and mine is constantly variable. Obesity, thinness, anger, joy, mental and physical afflictions, hunger, thirst, fear, disagreement, desire for carnal pleasures, old age, sleep, desire to conquer the world, laughter, crying, I, or identifying one's body as one's self. All this happens only when our worldly identity veils ourself. You told me that you are my king and I am your servant. But is even a single person born in this world above the laws of his country or dharma? So you tell me, who is the king and who is the servant? Besides, who becomes what depends on our ever-changing actions. Becoming proud of one's material or variable state amounts to opening the path of ego within us. It is by this path that attachments and desires enter, and, like termites, make even the conquerors of the world hollow. And then you called me mad.
I apologize for that.
No need to apologize, O king. What is needed is to stir the Vivek within you. It exists within all of us, somewhere or the other. Discernment is the only means to realize the difference between the self and the not-self. I am not talking about you alone, O king. During my travels, I saw several people who, out of ego, claimed that they were from Magad, Awadh or Gandhar.
Then what should they say?
When nothing was there, the Supreme Lord was. The Supreme Lord alone will be there even when nothing will remain. So you tell me, O king, are man-made, variable geographical boundaries our identity, or that self alone, that Supreme Lord? No need to feel sad, O king. It is that very Supreme Self who is the creator of this entire universe, and I am that. So the whole world is mine, and I am the whole world.
Lord, how can I see myself in that self?
By discerning between the seer and the seen.
Meaning?
With your ability to discern, observe your body or the 5 sheaths. Because this body and broad world are visible, and the self is the seer, so the self is the witness of the body. Whoever commits the mistake of considering the body or the world to be self does not know the truth about the self.
Oh Lord, then what is the self?
This gross body, which we see while in the waking state, and which is always changing, is not the self.
So then?
Because the self is a witness to hunger, thirst, dilemma, and decision, which is why the subtle body too is not the self, because hunger and thirst, dilemma, and decision are all acts of the subtle body.
But my question was…
The self is a witness to even the state of deep sleep or causal body. So the causal body is not the self either.
So then what is the self?
Experience it yourself. I have shown you the way to experience the self. The day through your discernment you become a witness to the not-self, you will realize the self.
Lord, where are you going?
I thought that you had reached your goal.
Attachment, desire, and ego. In spite of realizing the perishability of the world, people spend their lifetimes wrapped up in these veilings and are unable to realize their true identity.
Trishudhamasu yat bhogyam bhokta bhogascha yat bhavet tebhyo vilakshanas sakshi चिन्मात्रोऽहं सदाशिवः
The one who in all the three states of waking, dream and deep sleep is distinct from the enjoyed enjoy and enjoyment. That witness, ever auspicious, pure consciousness am I.
यस्य प्रसादात् भवमङ्गलार्था प्रसूत गङ्गो